in our NASCAR family. Today we celebrate Kirk Price. Kirk is a technical inspector and official for NASCAR. He helps inspect truck and cars before and after they hit the racetrack, as well as help officiate during race and manage crowd control. Fox Sports is happy to celebrate you and all the other Spotlight members, not just this month, but all year long.
Kirk found his way to NASCAR via the Sports Drive for Diversity program, an initiative that NASCAR started back in 2004. And drivers like Bubba Wallace and Daniel Suarez have participated. The program also led Brianna Daniels, a former college basketball player, to break barriers in motorsports as well.
To our NASCAR family. Today we celebrate Wendell Scott, a motorsports pioneer. Scott had 495 career starts from 1961 to 1973. And to date, Scott is the only black driver to win in NASCAR's Premier Series. Fox Sports is happy to celebrate you and all the other Spotlight members, not just this month, but all year long.
We'll all be hearing more about Scott's story, as it was recently reported that both a movie and television series about the Hall of Famer are now in the works. He wasn't, of course, just a driver. Scott was also NASCAR's first black principal owner back in the 60s and 70s. 5 decades later, the Cup Series has its second black principal owner, and he's a Hall of Famer too, Michael Jordan. Along with his co-owner Denny Hamlin and driver Bubba Wallace, they all sat down with our Michael Strahan before the Daytona 500 to talk about creating a legacy in a new sport.
What's up, man? How are you? Michael, good to see you. Good to see you. Look at this fella. What's up, man? You good? I'm stepping out the side. I'm good. Meet your driver.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
I didn't know you were this smart. I think he's
I gotta say, it's pretty surreal for me to be sitting right here with you three, right before the Daytona 500, right before the kickoff of the 2021 NASCAR season. So how is it for you guys?
I've been texting these clowns. I'm excited. I'm nervous, even though I'm not getting in the car. But I think the thing is that, obviously you and I, we're going to get ready to play a big game. We're going to be nervous, but we're in control.
Well, at the end of the day, they're ultimately in control because they're the ones signing them checks.
And the thing is, we don't sign checks to losers. So
If someone says NASCAR, the one name of you three that people won't associate with NASCAR would be you.
I know.
But people don't realize you've been a big NASCAR fan for a long time.
I grew up in NASCAR. My father used to pack the whole family in. We go to Darlington, we go to Rockingham, we go to Charlotte. We came down to Daytona, Talladega, and we would just go and we spend the whole day. And from that point on, I've been hooked on NASCAR.
So for you, will you be at most races?
If I'm not there physically, you can believe I'm there mentally.
And that's my job too, is to be the feet on the ground.
But how long have you had the idea of being an owner, co-owner of a Cup team?
I've thought about it so many different times because I've never seen, a black owner or, someone of color that really owned their team or, could dictate what happens with their team. Obviously we haven't really been dominant in this sport, but that, the opportunity's never been presented to me.
Yeah, I watched Talladega Nights, Days of Thunder. Got a good feel for the sport myself. All right, Bubba. New race team. You're the driver. Who calls you? Who texts you? What happens?
Probably got 60 to 75 text messages after we announced that night. And I got about 10 unknown numbers. And then I get one and I'm like, reading the message. And then at the bottom it says MJ. And I said, let me read that again. Read the message, MJ. Oh, awesome. Michael Jordan just texted me. This is cool.
And I gotta say, last year NASCAR flipped the script against some of the stereotypes that are usually associated with the sport, especially when it came to social justice issue.
I thought it was a start, for sure. For years, I've been asked, how do we get more minorities in the sport? I'm like, that's a good question. It's at the top of NASCAR's lists. And then Confederate flag rolled around. It's like, there is so much backlash about this flag from the minority group that we are trying to attract. They're not going to be a part of this until it's gone. So let's make a stand. Let's put our foot down right now. We're opening the door for a whole new family to come in and enjoy our sport.
And one of the most iconic moments from last year is when the whole garage followed you out. What was that moment like for you?
And then when I got out and I started seeing more faces behind the drivers, I'm like, that's more than 40 drivers. So you see me stand up and look back, and I immediately dropped down in the car because the entire garage was rallying behind, and it makes you feel good that as much as we have run-ins or go at it with each other, no matter what, we always have each other's back. We're all family.